I thank this very God that I worship. I exalt the name of the creator of the heavens and the earth. I feel like preaching tonight because tonight lPOB has been vindicated. Tonight I have been vindicated. Tonight everybody, every tongue, every hand, every person, every entity that runs against lPOB, they have been covered with shame, because tonight the world knows that Buhari is dead, that Jubril is the one acting on his behalf. We have brought them to their knees. We have stampeded them into making a mistake. That was why I insisted on hammering Jubril all the time. I know there will come a time they will make a mistake, and tonight they have made it. Tonight I want to prove it to everybody. There are those who out of cowardice and fear will fail to acknowledge the obvious. That we are lPOB, we are without fear before any mortal. We only fear one entity, God in heaven, the giver of life. If anybody comes to me to say he or she is a Nigerian, I will spit in your face, because you're an animal. An animal is better than you. You people, you have no brain. Our capacity for self-efficacy and acidity is unbelievable. If not that coronavirus is killing people all over the world, I will say thank you to coronavirus for it has done to us all. After undergoing enormous pressure, Asorok decided for the very first time to capitulate. Let me start by making this assertion. If you have two mobile phones, if you have a mobile phone, if you have a laptop, as I am speaking, I want you to do very basic comparing and contrasting. And I want you to make sure you have your pen and paper ready and open your brain to be able to assimilate the truth. Look at the just concluded rubbish that was broadcast on NTA. I want to start by saying this. That very video was shot in a hotel basement in Havana in Cuba. That's number one. As I'm speaking, be writing it down on a piece of paper. Incontrovertibly, I will demonstrate it beyond every conceivable doubt, that even the most ardent, the most idiotic Nigerian will be able to understand that you people have been taken for a ride for a very long time. That we are lPOB, we are the pace setters, we are number one. We see things that others cannot see, because we are guided by the truth. Guided as always by the truth and nothing else. Always guided by the truth. Look at the so-called press conference that they held. It was held, of course, in the basement of a hotel in Havana in Cuba. My first assertion this evening is that Abba Kyari and that thing they put up on NTA to be reading a press statement, that was the version of Jubril that they sent to go and see Donald Trump. Remember, the one that Trump said is lifeless. Go and look at him properly. Look at the way that they ran away. The cameraman cannot pan to see the face of a so-called president. They are hiding because I set a trap for them. But I will tell them anyway, because they did it themselves. I wanted them to come up close and personal. You will see that the man's teeth are equal. His incisors, his two front teeth, they are equal. The original Buhari, the right incisor is longer than the left one. I was waiting for them, waiting for the camera. They maybe they bought my phone, I don't know. I was waiting for them to pan the camera closer to that imposter. They refused. They sat back. I warned you and I told you they were going to record it. Go to my page, you will see it. Mazenam, the official one, of course. I told you it will be a recorded broadcast. They always start with a Photoshop. We knew this when Buhari died in London. They always start with a Photoshop. They bring out the Photoshop, bring it out. They go to Yoruba media and their friends, their Yoruba writers. They write for his Buhari. He saw the Archbishop of Canterbury with all that rubbish. We know. That's how they start. Then they introduce video. Doctored video is called live editing. They introduce the video, and then after that, they bring out the version of Jubril. They bring him out and say, oh, this is Buhari. He's addressing the nation. Secondly, look at his shoulders. Do you have the video? Look at his shoulders. He's wearing a shoulder pad. Go and look at the shoulders, the broad shoulders, and go and look at any original Buhari video clip from 2015 to 2016. Not 2017. Go and play the two videos side by side. You will see your ignorance as a zoo citizen staring you in the face. They were in a hurry. because of coronavirus. Listen very carefully to what I have to tell you. Do you know that this rubbish that some of you watched was shot in the basement of a hotel in Havana, in Cuba? Do you know how we make a hotel? You know when you go for conferences, that board you used to write when you go for conference in hotels, that was where they photocopied the coat of arms of Nigeria in a colored photocopier and pasted it on that very nonsense at the back of Jubilee. And it was talking about it. Some of you saw it. But now, because you are a bit blind, I want people to first look at the coat of arms of Nigeria, the way it appeared in Havana in Cuba. There is something called edging and lining in TD. It's called technical drawing. I did it as an elective in Government College Online. How to make sure that the lines that you're drawing at the edge of a piece of paper or a board or anything are lined and is equal. If you look at the coat of arms behind the Jubilee, you will see that it was done in a hurry. They made a lot of mistakes. You can see that the lines don't align at all. That is also number 2. And number 3, I am asking the entire presidency of Nigeria to show us where in Aso Rock this very address was taken from. There is no room in Aso Rock that is as haggard as this very tattered hotel in Havana where they shot this nonsense. There is no place, there is no room in Aso Rock. I will want to show you every live videoed address from Aso Rock when the original dead Buhari was in power. I want people to compare all of them. If you have eyes and if you have brain still functioning, compare and contrast, you'll be able to see it. It was not shot in Aso Rock. It was shot in Havana, the capital of Cuba, where Abba Kyari is taking treatment. There is no hotel like this in Dubai. There is none. No hotel can, even a one-star hotel in Dubai cannot be as rickety as this. It was shot in Havana. If you all reason very well, there is no way this impostor can be there. It is impossible. Look at the hotel background. Look at the flag that they used. And we have pictures of... They even got the flag wrong. They were so desperate to replicate what the dead Buhari used to do that they hastily stitched up the flag. Nobody knows if it is Boy Scout or Girl Scout flag that they put beside. They were in a hurry because they were under pressure. They had to speak. Somebody had to say something, and that was why they hastily arranged this nonsense. Even BBC that was streaming it were full of shame. They couldn't hide their shame. They recorded a video hastily, of course. They splashed it, sent it to NTA for NTA Nigeria Television Authority to upload and put live. Lying. These are journalists and they are liars to deceive all of you. Many else join them to deceive all of you because they know that you can be deceived, but they also understand that they cannot deceive Nnamdi Kanu, they cannot deceive lPOB. They know that very well. That is why I am throwing a challenge tonight. If you can find any room like this in Aso Rock, I will stop leading lPOB because there is no room like that there. Look at the very bad job they did with their useless coat of arms. They can't even get the line in the circle. The whole thing, maybe they should go after it should, because as I said, anytime I make a post, go and read it very well. I said, because of the absence of Abba Kyari, they are now going to make mistakes. That's what I said. They will make mistakes, and they have made it. And this evening is the best night. I can't remember when I've been this happy, because the world can now see how useless the zoo is. He was reading, he never looked up. He doesn't look up. No, he doesn't. He just wanted to run away from that very place. He couldn't stand it. He wanted to disappear. And you know the funniest thing? How we know, not how we, of course I knew that the whole thing was pre-recorded. The idiots, because they were in a hurry, the idiots editing it for them in Cuba. He has the latest Samsung. The idiot didn't know that his Samsung was ringing when he was dubbing the Zoo national anthem to the tape. Go to BBC, you will see it. Go to BBC. I hate BBC, but God, I'm advertising them tonight. Maybe others heard it as well. Samsung, the ringtone of Samsung, after a whole presidential address, the ringtone of Samsung was dubbed into the national anthem because they were in a hurry and they made it. And they are the laughing stock of the whole. Look at the zoo flag to the right of Jubilee. Because I said it yesterday that the man they were bringing in Aso Rock saying, oh, he made the health minister. I know that is not the Jubilee. I know. What they have done cleverly is to go and bring somebody, they use latex, you know, the face of somebody, they mold As I am right now, somebody can mold my face and put it in plaster and then pour plasticine on top of it. Once it is cool sufficiently, you pull it out and that is my face. You can wear it. Can't you see Mission Impossible? Have you not watched the film Mission Impossible? How people can transform their faces. It's not cinematics, no, of course not. It's what artists do. Even in movies, they do it. Why this very simple fact is lost on your so-called Nigerians, I have no idea. I don't know. Any movie, anybody who watches movies, you can tell. If I want to adopt you, have you seen the movie Face Off? If I want to take your face, it's very easy. I push your face down into a bucket with a cast in it. It will capture all the contours of your face. From there, I will put poor plastic rubber on it, and I will mold your face. If I'm wearing it, you think I am you. Very elementary makeup that anybody can do. And I kept telling you people, you dumb Nigerians, I kept telling you that this is what they've been doing. You didn't believe me? Oh yeah, no, he's an answer. He said they did that rubbish yesterday, released that edited video to convince you that he's in Asorok, but we know he's in Havana in Cuba. They came with people telling you, oh, he's in Dubai. Of course not. There is no hotel in Dubai as tacky as this place that they did this shooting in. They videoed Jubilee in Havana. There is no hotel. Ask anybody who's ever been to Dubai. There is no hotel as tacky as that in Dubai. And we are asking them again this evening, of all the rooms and all the places that the old Buhari used to hold conferences in Asorok, it is only in a basement that you manage to find. Only in a basement. Is that how a head of state actually addresses his people? Anybody that knew the dictator, is this how the old Buhari used to address people? Of course not. He was grammatically challenged, but at least he was a bit posh. But this is the young man they brought after making him up to try and look like an 80-year-old. Of course they can't do it. And I'm asking you this evening, I want everybody, if you are in the village or you're with your grandparents, ask your father or your mother, show me an 80-year-old anywhere in the world. Look at an 80-year-old, then Google it, 80-year-old, their faces on Google. They will show you how 80-year-olds look. I want you to look at it and go back and watch the video that they told you is Buhari and tell me if they look alike. If Buhari resembles, as the Jubilee, if it resembles anything close to an 80-year-old. God gave you eyes. God gave you a brain. Try to allow your eyes to communicate with your brain. Maybe you might be able to reason things. I want all the pictures of Asorok released because Abba Kyari did not trust, and he can't leave him alone. Abba Kyari took him with him. I said, please come with me before you mess things up. Took him to Havana in Cuba. That's where they are concocting all this rubbish. And most of you zoo children are lapping it up. That's the animal that some of you are. You don't like it, tough, but it's the truth. Because when we were telling you the truth, you did not want to listen. It has happened. You have now comprehensively disgraced yourselves. It is very clear for the whole world to see. Let me see who will look at that thing and say, it's our Baba. They were hiding. The cameraman couldn't even zoom in. They cannot pan to the left or to the right, just fixated on that square portrait you have in front of you. Look at the sound effect. Is that the sound coming from a Bose system, which is what they have in Asorok? The sound system they have in Asorok is Bose. I know that. Does that sound coming from, does it sound like something coming from a Bose speaker? No, it doesn't. Because it was shot with a camcorder. That is why the sound is distorted. You can even hear them. Maybe it's in a hotel. You can even hear them grinding tomatoes and slicing onions. If you can, because the noise was so much that they had to use something to try and mask it over. That's that annoying sound that you were hearing. But in a basement in a hotel in Havana in Cuba, addressing the most populous nation, black nation in the world, the giant of Africa, Umoko. These are imbeciles, people who cannot reason very well. I tell you the truth. If you don't like it, you go and hang somewhere. It is the truth. That is why Nigeria is a zoo, because people cannot reason very well. You have seen the clip of that thing talking. Is that Buhari to you? Is that good? I ask anybody with brain in their skull. But of course I know that some Yoruba media will come out tomorrow. Oh, he's Buhari. We know the way they behave because the shame is too much. They can't come to say, oh, we apologize to lPOB. We have done something wrong. We apologize to Nnamdi Kanu. It's been right all along. You don't expect the Yoruba media to say that. You do. Of course not. In any other country today, there will be a revolution. This night, there will be rioting. Of course, coronavirus won't let anybody move out anymore. Tonight, I'm telling you, there will be riots everywhere in any other civilized climate. But in this zoo, what are you going to do? He said, maybe it's better. I think he has recovered. You know, they have good medical equipment in London. Maybe he recovered. You know, he eats fried egg in the morning. They are restricting your movements, and the janjaweeds are moving about all over the place. Everywhere you go to around the world, before Trump signed his stimulus package into law, it was debated by both houses, but only in the zoo. Abakari will be in Cuba, in Havana in Cuba, and brought out his puppets to come and mouth rubbish, and there will be movements closed everywhere. No recourse to legislation. You have no legislation. It's more or less like martial law that you have. Martial law, not even being directed by somebody who maybe some people will say is a Nigerian, but it's from Sudan. From Sudan. People with their two eyes open that said, oh, we are learned, we have PhD, SSG, masters, 15 PhDs. And that idiot you saw this evening, in the basement of a hotel in Cuba, writing, mouthing rubbish, talking nonsense of his mouth. He will say that is your president. President Buhari has spoken. President Buhari has spoken. Do you see how foolish some of you are? Do you see how daft some of you truly are? Very sad. The president is talking, he didn't even drink water. I have water I'm drinking. He did not even drink, no sip. He did not wait, he just ran and he ran away from there. And you're saying that is the president of the most populous black country in the world. That is what the Janjaweed, the Fulani, have reduced all of you to. Reduced all of you so that your brains are no longer functioning properly. That is what they have done to all of you. Very, very sad indeed. All of you are just there like neutered toads, just looking. You can't do anything. You are paralyzed with fear because all of you are compromised. But you see this lPOB, you see this Namdekano, we are unbuyable. You cannot, and they know it. That is why we speak the truth. Always 24/7. You may not like it. You may get upset because you're educated in the zoo. That is not my fault that you went to school in the zoo. It's not my fault. But I'm telling you, if you pass through that educational system, you are a mess and a liability on society. Your brain cannot function properly. It can never function properly. Once you pass through zoo education system, where they don't even flush their toilets, your brain can never be the same. You cannot be a human being. It is impossible. That is why the world understands what we do. That is why humanity will bear us witness tonight. That nonsense was filmed in Cuba. When next I tell you something, you believe me. Anything I tell you is correct. You can upside down, left or right, it is correct. Is that Asorok? Is that Asorok? Does that look like Asorok to you? They can't sleep tonight. They know they're finished. They cannot sleep. Tomorrow they'll be planning, which photo. Now you see Photoshop will start coming. Go to Federal Edition, they're preparing new Photoshop. They publish it and we decimate them. We decimate them. We shred them to pieces. Complete decimation. Mad people in this. This is why I call Nigerians animals and baboons and more. They are useless. Useless to the core. With 4 moribund refineries, you send crude oil outside, you import the finished one, and on top of that, you pay duty on the same fuel. I have no regard. Once you say a Nigerian, you are an animal. You are an animal. You cannot reason. You are in a zoo.